You've maxed out the entire game and are pretty bored of dunking on little Timmies with your STG-44. You're looking for something new, something to keep with the World War II accuracy, but you aren't looking for something so hardcore like Arma. Well, in today's video, we're going to be looking at the pros and cons of making the switch from Enlisted to Hell Let Loose. Right off the bat, you're going to notice that the maps are bigger. I mean a lot bigger. This is because the area of operation is almost a one-to-one recreation of the battlefield. While Enlisted does have historical accurate maps, they are smaller scale. Hell Let Loose maps have to be huge in order to support the 50-on-50 player base. In what is probably one of the most immersive battlefield feeling games I have played, historical accuracy is key with Hell Let Loose, from the uniforms, sounds, and even how the weapons are reloaded. Look at this KR-98 reload. See if you can catch it. Did you notice how the character put his hand over the chamber to keep the round from being ejected? It is that attention to detail that makes this game so immersive. Even with the historical accuracy, there is customization of a character's appearance in game, and a bit of decision making when it comes to your loadout. This monetization through customization makes it 100% free of pay-to-win squads and unlocks. Something that Enlisted gets accused of a lot. While you are limited in your loadout selection early on, you can grind out by leveling up specific roles. This will allow you a bit more freedom in picking pieces of kit for new weapons you might want on the battlefield. Despite the smaller arsenal of weapons in the game, it is very balanced. KR-98s will do better at range than the Thompson. Shotguns are good at short to medium ranges, but will have a longer time between shots. Even the flamethrowers are weaker when not supported by other infantrymen. This balance makes you not only work as a team, but it also makes you able to tailor your playstyle around certain roles. Speaking of specific roles, many of them are similar to Enlisted. From assaulters to engineers, these classes function pretty much the same. There are some slight differences between them, however, and here in the coming months, I will be releasing guide videos on how to play them, so be sure to subscribe if you haven't already. Visually, Hell Let Loose is decent. Explosions look and sound realistic. I always love hearing the distant gun battles between squads. You truly feel like you are in a larger battle. Now, there are some negatives if you decide to make this leap. One, the game is significantly harder to players. Players in this game have been spending hundreds of hours perfecting their craft of pixel hunting. It is honestly like going from Call of Duty to Escape from Tarkov. Cover is king, and you're going to die a lot. Because of this, the community can be a bit hit or miss. Remember, this is a team-oriented game, so if you aren't pulling your weight, players can get a bit heated. This is one of the biggest complaints I hear from people. They feel like they can't play alone. While you can, you do need to be willing to communicate with randoms via a mic. So you decide, well, I'm a tank main and Enlisted, so I'll just do that in Hell Let Loose, right? Wrong. Hell Let Loose still requires teamwork for tankers. Each player must play a single crew member. And while you can technically switch between the seats as a single play tank, it isn't really recommended. If you do get into your Iron Warhorse, you're going to find out that tank-on-tank combat is nothing like Enlisted. Enlisted, like War Thunder, rewards the player for shooting key weak points on enemy tanks, such as the ammo rack, tracks, etc. In Hell Let Loose, there is none of that. It only cares if you shoot it from the front, side, or rear, and it gives a multiplier based on what side you actually shoot it on. So for example, you're going to do more damage if you shoot a tank in the rear than you are if you're going to shoot it on the front. Unfortunately, this mechanic applies to AT weapons as well. This aspect of the game makes Hell Let Loose a little bit less realistic than Enlisted, and I wish they would change that very soon. What about being a sniper then? You know, stalking in the bushes, killing GIs with your scoped rifle. Again, this is a frustrating affair for newer players. For starters, there are only 2 snipers per side, and you will be lucky to ever see one available. Even if you do manage to get a hold of this coveted prize, your missions are going to be mostly finding enemy Garys or taking out enemy artillery crews, which isn't the super sexy, high-packed action you're used to from Enlisted. The biggest complaint I hear from newer players is Hell Let Loose is a running simulator, and that can be the case sometimes. If you have to run over 200 meters repeatedly, then you are in a lobby or squad with a bad commander/squad leader, and I suggest you look for a new squad or lobby. Most of the times, this isn't the case, and it is the people not being able to read the map to determine the probable location of enemy squads that causes them to run around just mindlessly. But if you are truly struggling, we have a Discord with many active Hell Let Loose veteran players who will show you the ropes. And I promise you, once you understand the dynamic of the game, you will not have any problems finding enemies. Do I recommend you switch from Enlisted to Hell Let Loose? 100%. It is a challenging but rewarding World War II experience. Getting a group of 5 guys together to play in a squad is still a highlight of my gaming sessions. Should you quit Enlisted? Absolutely not. If you enjoy the game, keep playing it. I know I still do. But if you're looking for something else, a little bit more challenging, a little bit more authentic, then Hell Let Loose might be the game for you. Anyway, Scholars, I appreciate you guys watching today's video. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, as it does help me with the YouTube algorithm. And as always, hit those books and hit those bottles. Cheers.